But welcome everyone. Last day, I believe, partner workshops today. We're on the last week of On-Chain Squad, so congratulations, everyone. Like, just if you stuck around, thank you, everybody. But um, with today, we have two workshops today. Firstly, with Celo, and then with Coinbase, but we'll get to that one later. So from Celo today, we have Harpal joining us. He's a DevRel engineer at Celo to talk about building for real on Celo. I love the workshop title, by the way, but I won't take up too much of your time. Let's just get started. Perfect.
Great. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. And hey, everyone, I'm Harpal from the developer relations team at Celo. And today I'm just going to talk about a few things that we're doing at Celo and how you folks can come in and contribute to some of the projects that we're working on. Great. So this is the future we want, right? Like we want everybody, using Web3 products in their daily lives and also using products without even knowing that they're using Web3 behind the scenes. But the current reality is it's just a bunch of folks, using Web3 and promoting each other and just using each other's app and driving traffic, right? Like we are not, there are few apps which are good, but not all of them are, or not many of them are good enough for people to use and adopt. So yeah, this is why we encourage devs and everyone to build for real and building with a purpose, and building for billions. Right. At Celo, we always aim for a future where everybody can access blockchain or Web3 in general, just like everybody has access to, or most of us have access to a mobile phone. So, a quick agenda. What is Celo? I'm going to talk a little bit about the Celo roadmap and how to build and contribute to Celo. And finally, we can take some questions. So, what is Celo? Celo is an EVM compatible L1. Soon we are going to become an L2. More on that later. We are built for ease of use. We always are, prioritize developer experience and make sure that it's very easy to build on Celo. We are mobile focused. We have some light clients. You could say ultra light clients, which could work on a phone, and you could validate transactions, by just downloading a part of the blockchain. We have feature in the protocol itself where people can use tokens to pay for gas, and this is not related to the account abstraction. No paymasters are needed. Built in the protocol itself. You can just specify tokens you want to pay for, use to pay for gas, and we are carbon negative. Recently, hard fork came into a reality in Celo, which made it possible that every transaction that happens on Celo contributes a small amount of the transaction fee of that transaction goes into a fund, which is funding carbon negative projects or projects which are building or doing initiatives which are for nature. So every transaction is contributing to making something good in the nature. Talking about some users and daily activities, you can see we have started getting a lot of users from, and like a very well amount of users from August. I will let you know the reason for that in the upcoming slides. And a brief overview of how the Celo ecosystem looks like. If you see any project that you are contributing to, you can think of that as contributing to Celo. And a little bit about the Cell 2 or the movement of Celo becoming an L2 is this is the brief roadmap, which is also available on the forum. And we are behind the uh, timeline. Or to be honest, we are still in the milestone S, which is the stack selection phase. Um, but once that stack is selected, we will be implementing core Celo features, the EVM compatibility, and then become a rollup, think about the data availability, and think about data decentralized sequencing, and then in a few months go mainnet as an L2 to Ethereum. We still haven't selected the stack. If you go to the forum, you'll be able to uh, you know learn about the latest news on where we are at. We are constantly putting out updates for the community to keep them updated about where we are in the stack selection process and what are the factors we are considering when selecting a stack. So feel free to go to the forum and check it out. On the side, we also do L2 Unplugged. We have one tomorrow as well with Sandeep from Polygon. Um, these are Twitter spaces with prominent people in the L2 space or in the Web3 space in general. And we get their views on various technologies. Please feel free to go to uh, Twitter and or X and follow at Celo, and you should be able to get the notification for tomorrow's Twitter space as well. Okay, so how to build and contribute to Celo. I'm going to talk about a few things or a few protocols and products that are built on Celo and how you should, where to find the repos for the same, and how you can contribute. I'll give you some contribution ideas. The first thing to learn about Celo is basically to go to docs.celo.org. It's one one place to find all the information you would need. Hit Command K or Control K on your keyboard and search for anything you want. Um, and the other thing is that we have Celo Composer built at Celo. This is a template for building apps quickly. Um, right? You can select when you run the command that is present here, it will give you options to select React, React Native, if you want to use Expo, if you don't want to use Expo, Angular, Flutter, whichever is your framework of choice or library of choice, you can select, and it will already have Rainbow Kit, Wallet Connect, V2 support, VM and WAGMI support as well built in. So the contribution idea here is that you can create guides in the docs repo for different templates on how to use different templates, or you can even create new templates and add it to the CLI, and we would be happy to approve your request if reasonable. And also, you can create guides on various tabs that can be built using Celo Composer. So below is the link for the repo. You can go to github.com/celo-org/celo-composer. Um, Hopefully, this is also a great tool for people who build at hackathons. So feel free to check it out. The second thing that I would like to talk about is building on MiniPay. Again, what is MiniPay? MiniPay is basically a wallet built inside the Opera Mini browser. Currently, this MiniPay wallet is available to people in Africa. Anybody who has an Opera Mini browser in Africa will have access to the MiniPay wallet. The wallet is very focused on user experience. It does not show anything related to Web3 in it. Um, the all the amounts are in dollars, which is the Celo dollar on the Celo network. And there all the apps that are inside available inside MiniPay don't even have a connect wallet button. So you basically just tap on an app and start using it, and you deposit dollars, you withdraw dollars from the app, and you do everything in dollars. Like you even pay for transaction in dollars. So um, that's something that we are very proud of, and also Opera team did a good job on this wallet. So we highly recommend people to check this out because any dApp that you build for MiniPay can go live inside MiniPay as an app, and everybody who has a wallet will be a user of your dApp. So sounds pretty exciting. And there are over 1 million users. Um, just a few days back, or you could say a month back, we were celebrating 1 million users on MiniPay. So you can guess we are already over 1.5 million. But again, to be as you know, rehearse, it's a self custody wallet. It has low transaction fees, and everything is in dollars, stable coins, and people also get notifications uh, because of the wallet itself. So, what are some ideas or apps that you can build and document about in the documentation? Is you can build apps related to personal finance. You can build apps which let people uh, gift stable coins to their relatives, friends, etc. Or you can build a coupon app inside MiniPay. You can build a billing app because we have seen many merchants interested in using MiniPay as a receiver. So you would have a phone sitting at the counter where people can scan and send the tokens to the merchant. So anything related to merchants, business to business, or even a micro work marketplace would be a really good use case that would go live inside MiniPay. So highly recommend to build on MiniPay, and you can scan this QR code to learn more about it, on how to build on MiniPay, how to get access to the wallet, how to enable the developer testnet, etc. And this is also a WhatsApp group for people who are interested in, and getting updates as a beta tester, and ask questions and report docs, report bugs to us. So and we are keeping an eye on this group for people who are asking for help as well, if you're building on MiniPay. So highly recommend joining this group and tagging me, and I would be happy to help you with anything. Regarding MiniPay, I think a few things that you guys can contribute to is, one of them is Nexus. So this project is basically a MiniPay dApp which lets external partners, so the protocols who are interested to launch on MiniPay, they can test the experience of MiniPay using this app. And this is something that I am working on and would highly recommend people to come in and contribute. You can see some issues already here on the repo that you can contribute to. These are some things that are to be done on priority basis. So if anybody wants to contribute, I would be happy to accept your pull request. We also have MiniPay code library. This is basically a place or a README where all the code snippets related to MiniPay, how to send a transaction, how to, do sign in with Ethereum using MiniPay, how to check balance, how to send transactions with custom fee currencies. Yeah, all of that is in this repo. But if you feel like there is something missing or something that you would like to have, then definitely open to accept your pull request. The link to the repo is github.com/celoorg/minipay. So yeah, feel free to go to this repo, have a look at the README and code, and see if you would want to contribute in any way. And I would be happy to help and accept your pull request. Finally, there is Social Connect. This is a protocol which lets you link social media addresses to, or like any identifier on the internet, to your wallet address, right? Because we know how Ethereum addresses look like, and pretty much, to be honest, I don't know my own address. If you would ask me, um, but yeah, it's just very hard to memorize addresses, right? So how can we do this? Why can't we use our existing identifiers that we have and map them to our wallet addresses, right? I mean, even in identifiers, we have so many. So why why can't we just make it possible that users can use any of their existing identifier as their wallet address? And that is what Social Connect basically is. It's a simpler way to send value between wallets. The logos that you see here on the left are the wallets which are actually using this in production. Um, and as I mentioned, MiniPay, it basically lets you send tokens or transactions to people in your contact list. So when you do the onboarding on MiniPay, you have to enter your phone number, and that's what will be used as an identifier for other people to send you or transact with you. Similar for other wallets that I mentioned here. And we have a cheat sheet here. If you scan this, you will be able to see some code snippets and some steps on how to quickly get started on Social Connect. So what to build on Social Connect, right? You can build issuers. Issuers are basically entities who are taking the responsibility to verify that the user owns the identifier and link them to their address. So when you can either become an issuer yourself and you don't have to trust anyone, or you can use someone else's already built registry and trust the issuer. So issuers usually take up responsibility for different identifiers. Some people do phone numbers, some people do Twitter handles. One idea that I can give right now is nobody's doing UPI handles. So if you are an Indian, you probably know what UPI is. But if not, um, in India, people can send transact with someone using a UPI ID, which looks like an email address, almost like an email address. And you can build a similar identifier system for Web3 and use Social Connect along with it and make people transact using those identifiers. or you can integrate Social Connect into your own dApp, right? There could be some dApps out there in the ecosystem which don't use Social Connect. If you find any, if you add Social Connect support to it, I would definitely consider that as a contribution to Celo. Um, Interoperability is completely missing, to be honest. There are not many dApps, or you could say any dApps, which are interoperable, or you could say they share their registry with each other. For example, any wallet which already has its own registry, it's not sharing or it's not using other registries created by other wallets. So, for example, if a user is registered on wallet A, and someone is trying to send me value through a wallet B is not able to find me, is what I'm trying to say. So how can we achieve interoperability among multiple issuers? If there is something that you can figure that out, that would be also a big contribution. To learn more about Celo, you can follow this link, github.com/cello.org/social connect. Um, we have a lot of documentation on how it works behind the scenes, the cryptography behind it, and the steps on how the identifier is, obfuscated on chain. So obviously, we don't store phone numbers on chain. We store the hashed version of them. So what is the mechanism behind getting to that hash version? Everything is explained in this repo. And if you find anything missing, um, please feel free to raise an issue. And obviously, you can create an issue and solve it yourself, and that would be uh, even great, right? So feel free to have a look at this repo and create issues and PRs. For it's surprising, but many people ask for faucets as well. So I wanted to create a slide just dedicated to that. You can go to faucet.celo.org for any of the tested tokens mentioned here. Um, you can also download Opera Mini beta and enable MiniPay to get CUSD on mainnet. So how MiniPay works is when you are onboarded to MiniPay, you get a very small amount that you can use to pay for transaction fees and just play around with MiniPay itself. So even the onboarding is free. And for if you want mainnet seller for any reason, and if it's reasonable, please tag me anywhere in this Discord server, and I would be happy to provide you with the same. A small announcement that I wanted to make is that USDC is coming to Celo. Um, so soon you will be able to use USDC, native USDC on Celo. We'll be giving out announcing out the USDC address, and you'll be able to use USDC. And hopefully we will also have a proposal up where people can use USDC for gas fees. This is this can something this is something that can be game changing, because when you receive USDC from any of your friend or for any reason, you will be able to use that USDC without touching any exchange, and just use that USDC itself by paying for transactions using that same asset. So I think that would be something that's going to be super interesting to watch out for on Celo. Yeah, that's about it from my side. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to take it. And yeah, if you feel you have questions later, then feel free to tag me in anywhere in the on-chain squad server. Here's my handle. Great. I think we have a question. Yeah. What would happen if someone phone numbers and swap? Is there an extra security backend? This is why I think I mentioned about the issuers, because the protocol is built in such a way that we are delegating pretty much everything to the issuer, because the issuer is supposed to take care of the security. Now, the issuers can even be telecom companies, right? Which take the responsibility that if someone gets swim swapped, then they provide some kind of insurance to the user, because the protocol is just a smart contract and a few signers who help you obfuscate your identifier. And the smart contract is basically going to store that identifier against your address. So anything related to security, I mean uh, the thing that seller would be responsible for would be if unknowingly somehow contract bug, someone is able to change the mapping, right? because that's one thing, and the other would be is anyone able to generate or figure out the reverse of the hash, or like people are able someone is able to figure out phone numbers from the obfuscated versions on the um, chain, right? So if somebody is able to figure out phone numbers from just by looking at the obfuscated versions on chain, then that's a bad thing. Then that is something Celo is responsible for. But anything other than that is something under the hands of issuer, because the issuers have to maintain a private key which will sign messages, or basically sign a message saying that yes, I have verified this guy has the identifier, and I am taking the responsibility and linking this identifier and this address on chain. So security is, to be honest, delegated to the issuer. We have dropped the faucet links as well. Yep. Thank you, Hardik, for dropping the Learn Web 3 faucet links. I will definitely. I actually have a PR just to add that. I, it's already added. Sorry, it's already added to the docs.
I love that. I'm sorry about that. I put the Celo faucet as well because we don't have CUSDC or Seer. Sorry, CUSD or Seer.
Yeah, definitely happy to provide you with that. The possibility of working in Celo, I would say just look out for the career page. Look out for opportunities on the career page. From a job perspective, I would just say that if you contribute and you work on exciting things, people will notice you and reach out to you anyways. So rather than aiming for an opportunity, it's better to just work on exciting things and things that are impactful or make sense if you talk about it to someone, right? Yeah, yeah. I would say just talk to 10 people on what you're working on. And if they say that this sounds something important, then people will, and if your execution is right, then people will definitely notice you for sure. Right.
Perfect. We had a question from Wesley earlier on, do you have any insights or demographics or where Celo is having the most impact or adoption right now?
Yes, Celo has a lot of impact and adoption in Africa, mostly, and that is why MiniPay is also available to only few countries in Africa. So yeah, from an insight or demographics point of view, it's Africa where Celo has a lot of adoption, and we are getting a lot of proposals from Asian communities to form DAOs, like Korea DAO and Europe DAO as well. Europe DAO is doing pretty well, to be honest, and we also have a proposal up from India DAO. So yeah, a lot. We are a global team, and we are getting response from a lot of people around the world. But to give you a summary, Africa is where we have the biggest impact.
Amazing. Perfect. So we're on time, so I will just thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, Harpal, as well. I'm not sure if there's any other questions, but if anybody else has more questions, Harpal's always in the Discord. He's done 30 days of Web3 longer than I have in past years as well. So feel free to tag him, always there to answer questions. And um, with that, I think we're gonna move on to the Coinbase workshop then, if there's no more immediate questions at the moment. Do you have any last words to say, Harpal, before we wrap up?
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and thank you, Hardik and Wesley for organizing this and giving me the opportunity to talk. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, no problem. Perfect. So, okay, guys. So